This is No Advisory Podcast, Charlotte's most dangerous crew. It's your girl, Shy Bugs.
Girl, be fine.
And the boy next door, the dude from School to Jerk. They work, Patty!
And we have a very, very, very special guest on the line with us from the legendary Goodie Mob, the boy Khujo Goodie. What up?
Hey, what's nature?
What's poppin'?
What's going on?
Hey, man, you know what I'm saying? Same toilet, man. It's different flush, man. So you gotta keep flushing, man.
Oh, I never heard that. I normally same different toilet, same toilet, different shit. That's what I normally heard. I never heard.
That's the regular. That's the regular.
That's what's up. All right, so what's going on? What's good?
Man, you know what I'm saying? I'm just flushing through downtown right now, downtown Atlanta. Just leaving a video shoot with me and my home and dad. Got a new song, man, that we did. About to get ready to release. So just shooting some visuals for it, to trying to get all my adults in the road when it's time to, you know what I'm saying, release the album. You know what I mean?
Okay, that's what's up. So I mean, it's crazy that we have you on the line with us as such a veteran in the game. You've been doing this for what, over 25 years? Is that right? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Is that right? Can you hear me? Oh, something's wrong.
Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you guys.
All right, run it back. Now, can you, she said something about being a veteran again. What did you ask?
You know me.
I think we broke up.
You ain't remember at all.
I think it broke up.
We good. We good? You can hear us, right?
Yeah, I got you.
All right, bet. So yeah, you've been doing this for what, over 25 years? You just shooting new videos. You got a tour coming up, new music coming out. Just, I mean, how does it feel to be going at this for so long? It's over 25 years, right?
Yeah, definitely, man. This year will be the 25th year anniversary of our first album, so.
Word.
Yeah, so we're gonna be re-releasing some goodies on that album later on this year, and working on the Goodie Mob album should be coming out in the summertime, and I'm dropping new music too. The fellas in the group dropping new music. It feels good to be able to transcend from generation to generation. You know what I mean? Now with the digital age going on right now, just being able to adjust to that. And, you know what I'm saying, get a good foundation and just get back to releasing good wholesome music.
Right.
I hear you, dog. I seen a video not too long ago. I think it was Mo, one of the members, the other members. What? Not Gift. Is it Mo? Did I get it right?
Timo.
Timo Goodie, right? So
Yeah.
I was, you know, one of the compelling things about that interview I found was how he was kind of remembering where he was when Pac got shot and where y'all, you know, with like kind of what was going on and through his mind and who he was rolling with at the time. And he gave some vivid description, man. Share like what was going on. Where were you? Y'all was out in L.A. with Gift and Timo and them, right, when he got shot?
Yeah, all of us together, man.
Man, tell me a little bit about where was y'all at? You was with him or what was going on at the time?
I was with Bob or nothing like that, but we was in the same space. As, you know what I'm saying? Not in where everything had happened at, man, but man, that brother was about to get ready to be a part of Goodie Mob, man. He liked our music and liked the type of movement that we was on.
Right.
And you know, before we could even get in there and do some music with it, man, the brother was assassinated, you know what I mean? So that was a real low blow to the hip hop community right there, man.
He would have been a part of there would have been a lot of Goodie Mob collabs going on.
Oh man, indeed, man, because we was in the studio with him when he was recording The Good Life.
Mm-hmm.
And he invited us to the studio, and I thought that was the first good step, man, to probably be doing some music together.
Wow.
Yeah, that's dope.
That's dope as hell. I didn't know that.
Timo said he was in the studio with him the next day after that little award show situation, or after it was. I think
With the Source Awards.
Yeah, it was the day before. They had a little party when the fight broke out and everything. And Timo said he was in the studio with him that next day, and that was the first time he said he played Hit 'Em Up. Did you hear about that situation? Did you hear about that story, Timo?
Oh yeah, I hear that story all the time, but I don't think I was there for you because he went there the next day, and I think we might have came the day after. You feel me? Because when we was in there, I heard him in the booth doing the good cycle. When you go on his song, you can hear him saying, "Hey man, my niggas Goodie Mob in the house, man. Keep them whatever they want." You hear what I'm saying?
Right.
He probably played hit him up too, man. We was just smoking so much good green out there.
Yeah.
It's all a blur.
I hear that, but I definitely heard good cycle.
That's what's up.
The first on that.
All right.
Did he give you any, did you get to pick his brain any?
So
During
what's
those
that
sessions?
again?
Were you able to pick his brain any during those studio sessions?
I'm trying to hear y'all. I'm sorry. Say it again.
I said, were you able to pick his brain any during those
Oh
sessions?
man, no, we weren't able to do it, man. We was just being, we was just observing right there. We was like, wow, he was in the booth.
True.
You know what I'm saying? So when he came out the booth, you know what I'm saying, we was just kicking it. You know what I'm saying? Drinking Hennessy, you know what I'm saying? Just really kicking it, man. Really.
That's
So
what's
I
up.
think that was our form of introduction, like me actually being here. But Timo definitely had a relationship with it because he knew his sister.
Mm-hmm. That's what's up. That's what's up. Now bringing it back to you, you know, when I look you up, if I Google Khujo Goodie, one of the most prominent things that comes up is that you're the only artist from Goodie Mob that's featured on every Outkast album. So what's your relationship?
That come up?
Yeah, that's what comes up. Yeah, that's a fact, right?
The wheel live.
That's a good thing, man.
It is.
It was some old crazy shit at first, but I guess I had done moved on up.
You did.
That's a good thing, man, because Outkast, man, when it came to production, man, they really was like my little brothers too. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I just love, you know what I'm saying? I just love their tenacity and their drive, man, just to do something. I was in Atlanta at the time because, like I said, they were younger than us.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just like going to the studio, like, it was just like an everyday thing with us, you know what I'm saying? So I didn't even realize that I was on that many Outkast songs, man. I was really, you know what I'm saying, jumping at the opportunity they gave me to, you know what I'm saying, to do something.
Right. That's dope.
You know what I mean? So I didn't know it was going to turn out later on that would be one of my accolades,
yeah.
People would be asking me about that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just honored, man, because Outkast is the multi-platinum, you know what I'm saying, Grammy-winning rap group. So
Right.
that makes me feel like I don't want a Grammy too.
Facts. As you should. Because Outkast is dope. That's a big thing to say.
That shit is love, man. I think about how long it's been since "Who's That Peeping in Your Window?" Loud and nobody now. Nigga used to come so hard on that joint, dog. Like just fast. Like I'm thinking back to that song, and you know, like you think about all the groups that came out in that era. That was the richness in hip hop. That was almost a renaissance in hip hop era, man. And I feel, and when you look at groups, you always kind of, I think all of us, especially black folk, we always look at, okay, who the strongest, like who delivery look like they could go out and be on their own. And you kind of came off as one of them cats, dog. Did you ever think about, oh, okay, I should have, you know, did more, or we should have stayed together, or you know, maybe you should have expanded on being a solo artist?
Well, you know, when we came together with it was already the idea was already that we start to our individual things after we got Goodie Mob together. You know what I'm saying? Because Gil was in a group called Chain Gang, and CeeLo was doing his solo thing.
Right.
And me and Timo we were like Goodie Mob, but the vibe was like on a lumberjack type of vibe, like real rough, rugged, and raw.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's like being down here in Atlanta, Georgia, the trees, and all that type of good stuff like that. That's the type of flavor we was on. So, you know, so it was already that idea that we would, you know what I'm saying, break off and do it like that. But, once we got into that Goodie Mob, all we did, so we expanded, World Party and One Money and all that. So I just had the confidence that, like all of other brothers in the group, that, man, I could bring some more value to the group. I released some solo records, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I released my Man Like the Dog album, Goodie Mob, G-Mob, Godfather. I released Mercury, And I got 2 unreleased mix CDs that you can go on KhujoGoodie.bandcamp.com and check those out. So we got loads of music, and it's just I'm just thankful to the Most High that we're in this digital age where we can release it and don't need to have a record label telling us what to do.
Right. I was just gonna ask, you know, especially with you saying that you've been able to cross through so many different generations, you've been doing this for so long. What's the biggest difference, I guess, that you noticed from when you first started and still doing music now?
Yeah, like I don't think they had streaming
Mm-hmm.
and internet, you know what I'm saying, tools when we came out in '95.
They sure did not.
Sure did. Absolutely
No, sir.
not.
You know what I mean? So
Does
it
that
was
make a
still
huge
brand new.
difference?
You know what I'm saying? It was hand-to-hand combat. We come into your city, and you tell somebody else, and they wanted to come to their city, so it was real hands-on type of things. You know, when we got out there, real old school type way to do it. You know, meeting people, CDs
Right.
CDs was still available, and cassette tapes was still available. But before my time, it was 8 tracks. You know what I'm saying? And 8 acts. You
And
know what I mean?
records and shit, right.
Vinyl.
So, you know what I'm saying? The music hadn't really changed. It's just the way the medium that it's on right now.
Word.
If that makes sense.
No, it does. Absolutely.
You got a reunion tour coming out, dog, don't you?
Got a reunion what?
Yeah, a reunion tour coming.
Well, I want to call it a reunion because we just got off the Dungeon Family Tour.
With Big Boy,
last
right?
year, and we just been doing spot dates with Erica Badu. So I wouldn't really call it a reunion tour. I just call it a getting back to the basics, man. You know what I'm saying? Warming that food back up and putting it back in people's face, man. Because you know what I'm saying? Who don't like soul food, man? You know what I'm saying?
You know we love it.
It's just a different way to prepare it now. We know that you don't eat this now. You use this type of oil now. You know what I'm saying? Do this, do that. So that's how we coming with it now. Still soul food, but I'm taking out the bad oil and putting the good oil in, and taking out the fat back and putting the turkey meat in.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
She's
That
so
type
good
of
as
stuff,
fuck.
man. Not too much sugar, you know what I'm saying?
Now we're
You know what
hungry.
I'm saying? That type of thing.
Word. So you have a what we're gonna do once we hang up with you. You're gonna be our artist of the week this week. You got a track out called Old Head, right?
It's called, well, that was the new one that I dropped called Old Head 5. And that's what my kinfolk DJ Cannon Band and Sam Rock and Shaw Move. But my first single that I dropped is called West Station, so I don't know if y'all got that one or not.
Nah, I don't think we got that one. That's on
Okay.
all platforms?
Oh yeah, that's on all platforms
Okay.
right now.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah.
mm-hmm. That's
Yeah,
what's up.
it's spelled WES_HCHN. That means what's happening, what the best is, how about it?
So go a little bit, just a little bit into detail as to what that's about. Why did you spell that like that?
I spell it like that so people can really look at it and see what it is. So this is like West, and they'll see the H, okay, H, and then they see the CHN, and I didn't put the I in there because I really wanted you to really look.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's just West Station. That's just some of that southern slang that we used to have back in the days, man. Me and my pops used to throw that stuff around, man. You'd be like, man, what station?
Okay.
Like, what station? Almost like, remember that commercial they get on the phone, that's like West Side.
Right, yeah. Yeah.
So West Station kind of like that.
Alright, that's what's up. Alright, well let the people know where they can find you on social media or your music, all that good stuff.
Of course, man. The best way to get at me, man, y'all get at me on YouTube, man. YouTube.com/Khujo Goodie. I mean, that's where you can see all the stuff, man. I got interviews on there, man. I got live videos on there. I got my new video on there. So definitely get a lot of goodies on that, man. So that's YouTube.com/KHUJOGOODIE Goodie. And also, man, y'all can check me out on Instagram, man. You know what I'm saying? It's KHUJOGOODIE. I try to keep it real simple, man. You can just, like you did, just Google me, man. You know,
Right.
see what you come up with, man.
Bet.
Yeah.
Alright, well thank you for kicking it with us again. It was definitely a pleasure having you.
Yeah, Khujo, we appreciate you, family. Much luck to you in your career, dog.
Here's the
Thank you,
25
man.
million.
Appreciate the love, man.
Word. Alright.
Peace.
Yeah, it's your boy Petty P.S. No Advisory, and we back, man. We back with your boy, Travis P. Jackson. Get a round of applause for the Travis P. Jackson. Snap, 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 snaps. What's going on with your family?
Nothing much, man. I'm glad to be in this room with y'all. I done heard a lot about y'all in the city.
Good things, we hope.
Good things.
Yeah, real good things.
As being pretty fine, they always keep it lit, man.
Yeah, man. What's going on with you, bro?
Hey, dog, everything is good, man. We trying to find about who you is. The people know who Petty is, but what is the HBCU movement you got going on right now, P. Jackson?
So it's called HBCU Pride Nation. I basically created the largest HBCU platform in the country to help students get into black colleges to understand why HBCUs are important, why they are relevant. At the end of the day, everything that I do, like the money comes, but I don't focus on the money. I do purposeful work, and I want kids to understand that they are greater than what they see on TV. I want people to understand that without HBCUs, you really can't talk about the United States of America without talking about those that graduated from HBCUs, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., Nikki Giovanni, Thurgood Marshall, Dr. Mary McLeod Bethune, and just a plethora of African-American pioneers. Also, we do an event called the Hillman Experience, so I transform urban high schools into Hillman College from a different world. And like the past 2 years, we've given like 3,000 students in total, like $1.5 million in scholarships to go to HBCUs. I eat, sleep, and breathe. Like when I talk about HBCUs, like the hairs on my body stand up because of like it's my passion. Like you ever seen like how you have a lion have a bloody face off of a carcass, like and all that stuff. Like that's really how serious I am when it comes to these kids. And, like it's God's. I say it like this: it's God's assignment for my life.
That's what's up, bro.
Yeah.
Does it, being that you have the passion for it, does it bother you? Because I think that's what I see mainly on the headlines as of late. I think ever since Beyonce did her whole HBCU tribute. Does it bother you, like, the amount of celebrities, black celebrities who have graduated or that may not have even gone to a HBCU, how they don't really support it financially? I don't think I was watching one interview where they said with as many HBCUs as we have, if every black entertainer just took on one financially, just took on one HBCU. So does that bother you as far as your passion for it and not seeing, you know, people who could really make a difference not have the same passion as you?
No, not really, because in order to understand the HBCU, you have to attend one. And before I think about the celebrities giving back to the HBCUs, we have to think about the alumni giving back to the HBCUs first and foremost. You have to take care of your own before you want a huge investment from other people. And also, I have this conversation all the time. In order for alumni, so if you really look at the value proposition or anything like that, like us as alumni, I went to North Carolina A&T State University.
Yeah, I went to HBCU too.
Yes, ma'am.
College.
Okay, South Carolina. That's something, ain't it? See, I know my stuff. So when you think about us going back to homecoming, like we'll spend $10,000, $5,000 in one weekend. But if you talk about the academic aspect and all the BS that HBCU take you through while you're going through the undergraduate experience, it makes you not want to give back to your HBCU. So a lot of times people say the alumni need to give back, but the HBCU need to give alumni credit. The HBCU need to give alumni love. The HBCU need to cut all this red tape when it comes to us want to give back. Like my give back for HBCUs a lot may not have been the most monetary, but I have interns everywhere. You feel what I'm saying?
So you have interns that actually intern on these campuses.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Just the workforce.
Yeah, bro. I'm telling you.
So what has been one of the greatest forms of feedback that you've gotten from the Hillman College experience at these high schools?
I love when students and their parents come and say because of the work that we do that they went to a HBCU. So I just came from speaking at A&T, and one of the students, no, it was 3 of the students in the classroom, they said that they attended the event and they got admitted on the spot. And then also, like, when we think about Batesford Road, like, of course, Batesford Road used to be the black mecca of Charlotte. When you think about black business and everything like that. But now when you think about Batesford Road, it's like, oh, let's...
Dilapidated.
Yeah.
Yep.
But then being able to... when we did the first Hillman experience at West Charlotte High School, like all I just kept thinking was, I'm about to have a student go to college from Beatty-Ford Road that didn't think about going to college when they woke up this morning. So it's all impactful work. Like,
It's gotta be satisfying.
yeah, it's one thing that we have to do as entrepreneurs. Like, we have to stop focusing on money first, and we have to focus on impact, because when you make an impact, your money is coming. God will serve those and deliver the desires of everyone's heart when they do things the right way. When you go after money too much, that's when you fail.
A divine order.
Yeah. I mean, you got. I always heard the old adage, never take a job, but never take a job for what you can earn, take it for what you can learn.
Yeah.
And the things and the foundation that you build when you are in those, I guess, those humble beginnings. You know, those are the elements and those principles that make you a millionaire.
Yeah.
Yeah, dog. Man. So how do you feel? This is tough, because you hear this from mainly students or alumni, graduates from quote unquote PWIs, right? You hear, from these types of students, well, I don't get it about HBCUs. I don't get the purpose. I think they've outlived their purpose. What do you say to those people who say that HBCUs have outlived that?
First, you gotta.
He said that, just to interject. I'm sorry.
Did he
He
now?
said that. But go ahead.
We gonna have to play that flashback.
We did. We gonna have to play. We'll clip it in. He said that. Right.
You gotta
Try to put it on the PWI.
First of all-
You mean the
first of all-
PETTY?
He said that. I'm sorry to interrupt.
So
Go
yeah,
ahead,
if we can just cut that part out. So I'm asking a
You can't,
question.
it's allowed.
What do you say to people that say that HBCUs have outlived their purpose?
But first of all, PWI students, black students, have to give respect to those that went to HBCUs, because it was HBCU students that paved the way for black PWI students to be able to attend those universities.
Preach.
And then also when it comes to HBCUs, the HBCU will never die out. It's the oasis of hope, right? And it's the place where black people can go, be put into a cocoon, and be developed to a butterfly. Like, my HBCU changed my entire life. Even if you don't understand the HBCU. And the thing what's really funny with that is, like, those same black PWI students, when they come to homecoming season, where are they at?
They're
They're at our HBCUs.
Yep.
When it comes to football games, where are they at? At our school. When it comes to when they need a voice on their campuses in order to make change on their PWI campuses, where do they come to? The HBCU.
This is very true.
You feel what I'm saying? So, like, I laugh when I hear that, because even you have some people that regret that they went to, and it's nothing against PWI, because I done got off of this boat of HBCU versus PWI, because both spectrums need each other. Sometimes I look at it like it's like the Willie Lynch letter. If you take this arm, and you bait the horses, you gonna split them apart. So this is like educational Willie Lynch. You feel what I'm saying? But shoot, where was I at?
You said PWIs, they need HBCUs and vice versa.
Yeah. And we just have to stop sleeping on each other, man.
What do HBCUs need PWIs for?
What does HBCU need? First of all, we need to be able to learn from their internal infrastructure, right? Because HBCUs, like, I love my schools to death, but, like, why are we losing people financial aid? Why are we dropping classes? Why are we giving people the runaround shuffle? And then when you look at a PWI, it seems like everything is correct.
So smooth.
You feel it runs so smoothly. Then when it comes from an HBCU perspective, if we're talking about black students, PWIs need our culture, right?
True.
PWIs need our diversity. And the thing about diversity at a HBCU, diversity is way more than just skin color. Diversity is location, diversity is behavior, diversity is how you speak, what food do you like to eat, like do you like to beat your feet or do you like to crump, like all this stuff. LA is so much.
Yeah. I
Can
think
you tell I love this stuff?
we can tell. You
Yeah.
bleed it. You bleed
Yeah.
HBCUs. One thing from my HBCU experience, I moved from Minneapolis and went to my HBCU, and I just knew I was like, I'm gonna go to
You
this.
from Minnesota?
Minnesota.
Minnesota.
I ain't never fucking Hey girl, hey, what's up?
Minnesota.
I ain't never met a black person from Minnesota.
Right.
Okay, you know what? They used when Kirby Puckett was alive, they used to say Kirby Puckett was the only black person, but yeah, I live there too.
Okay. Y'all got 7 lakes for it?
Over 10,000 legs.
Okay, go
Get
ahead.
it right.
All right,
I'm just saying.
10,000.
No, what I was gonna say from my experience coming from there, I just knew going to the HBCU, I would probably only be there a year, and I planned on probably transferring to. I was thinking about going to USC, or I was thinking about going to just another school trying to get a scholarship.
Why?
Because it was just in my head what I thought that when I go to find a job, being a graduate from an HBCU, a lot of employers look down on it. Keep in mind, I graduated a long time ago. Times were a little bit different.
Hold on, is that still relevant today, or is that still a thing today?
What?
That when employers look at you, see that you went to an HBCU.
Weight on your resume.
Yeah.
That's a myth to me. I think more so, and this is not me just trying to sound good or anything like that, right? I think too many times we look at the names on our degrees and diplomas and not the names on our birth certificates. Like, the name on your birth certificate holds way more weight than anything. And a lot of times, you brought me back to my point. A lot of African Americans from PWIs regret that they went to a PWI and then they end up transferring to a HBCU.
And that's what I was gonna say.
And vice versa, though. I've seen that vice versa.
Yeah,
I've seen vice versa.
That's what I was gonna say.
Cause no, I went to Penn State.
He just got the
You know what I'm
shirt.
saying? And I went to 2 PWIs, Penn State and then Lenore Ryan. I finished out my career at Lenore Ryan, so that's a small PWI. You know what I'm saying? Lutheran church, but I've seen people go from. Have you? I mean, do you get? I know your experience must have had some adversity in it, right?
Oh,
it wasn't smooth. You didn't have a great, HBCU experience. Did you ever find yourself going through like, I'm tired of this nigga shit? Did you ever just, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, did you ever get honest with yourself? Yeah, just, come on, don't act like this. Don't act like this.
I gotta, hey bro, I ain't trying to be funny.
I'm talking about, I'm tired of the hall smell like weed. I'm tired of these niggas pissing on the wall. I'm tired of just, like, the nigga shit.
Right.
I'm saying.
Okay.
It's a lot. It's not. It's some schools around here, guys. It's a mini HBCU.
My HBCU experience, right? I was very blessed at A&T. I was freshman class president. I was vice president of student government, and I was damn near like the student body president. So I had access to a lot of things that a lot of students didn't have, but I always made sure I connected the students to those resources. The greatest thing that I went through, which has become like my testimony from my HBCU experience, was the battles in my head, the mental battles. Like I became an alcoholic. I was in depression. I tried to commit suicide 4 times. I went through so much. So just as people say that you have these different battles through an undergraduate experience, my battle was internal. Because
regardless if you went to a PWI or HBCU, you would have still had those same battles.
Yeah. So how did your environment help you cope, bounce back, or fall into that?
So the way that so now I'm about to start talking for real. So
we got 3 minutes, so you got.
We got 3
minutes.
Hey, just God had to use adversity in order to make sure that I was faithful to Him. And I didn't, like, when you think about the book of Job, like Job lost everything, but Job had people around him that felt like his punishment should be greater, or that he should continue to obtain favor from the Lord. But then, like, God gave the devil permission to mess with Job and to punish Job, and that's what God does in several instances. And Job continued to be real with, you said I got 3 minutes, so I'm summing it up. So Job continued to believe in God and believe in God. And no matter what the devil tried to do, no weapon formed against Job ever prospered, because Job remained faithful. And then when God seen that, God returned everything to Job tenfold. So basically, what I'm saying is,
The word.
I was resilient. I persevered. And the biggest thing that happened to me, I became a national trending topic called Travisp Wasted when I was in a photo at a party, threw up my dreads, everything. It went viral. But like I don't stop, bro.
Oh.
I
Tequila.
No, I drunk with I had a drink with the keys.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was good.
About to make it start in a flashback.
Yeah, it be like that sometimes, bruh.
I didn't get to finish my point, but I did want to close with this.
Yeah.
I did, with the intention, went to a HBCU with the intention of only being there a year. After being there, I couldn't imagine being any place else. You know how you had those conflicting issues?
Yeah.
It was like, I went to a small school, Morris College, very small school. It was a family. You know what I mean? I think if I went to a bigger school, I would have dealt deeper in a lot of different issues that I'm saying? I had a good support system. That's what I could say about an HBCU.
And what's funny with the HBCUs too, as soon as you enroll in one, you basically a part of all of it.
Right.
But we ain't gonna let nobody outside our walls talk about us.
That's true. It's at A&T. Y'all's a clique. A&T is a fucking clique. Let me tell you.
We a cult, but
y'all is.
Musa bros up there, the Musa bros up there, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, man.
I know we running short on time. I had a real quick question. I saw
Okay.
that HBCU night is coming up on the 22nd.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you tell us really quick a little bit about that?
I'm gonna be speaking on courtside
Okay.
at 12 noon, and then they're having a college fair, and then they're having an alumni mixer, and real HBCU Pride Nation will be vending at both of those events, and then also Charlotte Hornets playing the Brooklyn Nets, and then the money, some of the proceeds from the game will be going to HBCU alumni associations.
Okay, I got one more question.
What's
Where my
that?
sweatshirt at? I ain't get a t-shirt.
HBCU, yeah, we like that, dog.
I tried to slide in your DMs, you never responded.
Oh!
Down in
Slide!
the DM.
You
We can add little sides in this to get the backstory.
Hey, man, I'm light skinned, I got the sponge. She can't tell me, you know.
How you gonna deny
I
Travis?
don't remember seeing that.
You don't remember
I
seeing
remember
that? She gonna have to
seeing
slide through and see. And if she don't,
I'll slide back.
she'll slide back.
She lying?
No, I'm not.
Oh, alright.
I don't lie on wax. This is
I
right.
don't know, man. I
We'll
don't-
play the take back.
Okay.
She might be career focused right
Let
now.
me.
She on some shit now.
I am.
She on the wave right now. goddamn.
It's my way.
I like how you split
Yeah.
that.
No way.
Yeah.
It's good.
Give the people your Instagrams, Facebooks, and all of that.
You can follow HBCU Pride Nation at HBCU Pride Nation on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Then you can follow me personally at I am Travis P. Jackson. And then one last thing is the quote that I live by. You can't be Superman and Superwoman to everyone else and kryptonite to yourself. So love
Yo,
yourself.
that's facts.
Love yourself, invest in yourself, care for yourself, and make sure you put your own mask on first before you take care of the world.
That's true.
Yeah.
They tell you
Travis
that's
P.
right.
Jackson, man. Yo, round of applause, Travis P. Jackson, y'all. Hey, dog, we appreciate
Thank
you coming,
you for
Mr.
stopping
Window
by.
Advisory, man.
Yeah, I hope I could come back.
Dropping them jewels,
Absolutely.
man. That's
You come back after y'all's date.
Listen.
Okay, cool.
We want to be invited to some events and stuff like that. You got HBCUs too. We want to expire. Huh? Yeah, you just slid. You had your chance, P5. You just slid in your DMs. You.
That's what I said. I was talking about. I was talking
about
about her after their date. She can come back and yeah, we'll talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
And the shop site is www.hbcuprideshop.com. Thank y'all so
Bang,
much.
no problem.
That's what's up, dog. That's what's up, dog. Man, hey, man. This is what it is, dog. It's what we do. We bring people to the stage that to the microphone that really are making an impact in the community. We're gonna take a nice little break.
Yes.
No violence.
Bang.
Bang.
This is No Advisory Podcast, Charlotte's most dangerous crew. It's your girl, Shy Fudge.
Girl, Ashley.
One time for P5.
And the boy next door, the dude from school to jerk that work pay.
Hey, we back in here another week. What's up, y'all? How y'all doing?
Fuck going on with you?
It's
Happy belated
Valentine's
about that shit.
You have a girlfriend.
So
Talk
you should
about
give
that
up.
shit, man. That
So what
shit
did you do for
every
her,
day.
Penny?
That
Did
shit
y'all
every
have
day.
sex in the future?
That shit, no.
Hey.
That's what he said.
Why not? You should have.
Right. Don't
It should've been
doesn't that
all
make her
life is
orgasm?
good,
Isn't that what
right?
you said?
It's
Ain't that what bitches
we
like?
did that a lot. Like it's like we don't, move.
So what did you do for
We
her Valentine's Day?
Just got a little something, little something.
Picked
That's
up some
it.
flowers from the Harris
I don't like this.
Sounds like-
I don't like this propaganda shit. I don't like.
Oh, so you don't?
That's
You're one of those. Oh, I don't need a holiday. So
Yes,
the
no,
white man.
it happens all the time. Bills paid, sweet stuff gets done. Like it's just like. It's
Oh,
just,
so you
Well,
think
as long
every day is
it's just some.
That's what
It's
he said.
insecurity.
Well, look, as long as she's happy.
Yeah, she
so
don't.
we'll have to have her on the
She
show.
don't care about
we
that.
need to ask her. I'm
No,
not taking
no.
his word for it.
Okay.
Period.
No, the fuck we don't.
I know he doesn't want us to be. Ed is the only.
Well, guess what? We got a special call in, guys. I like. No. Kenny got nervous as hell.
Some people
Look,
don't.
no,
Some people don't do. Some people don't do loud. Y'all niggas loud,
You
B.
think that we gonna be asking her?
We gonna
back?
embarrass
Y'all
Yeah,
niggas
that's
loud.
loud.
all of a
Oh, you
sudden.
gonna
Says the one that's yelling, exactly. Okay.
Y'all niggas
Your
loud.
intro is
Hey, it's 3 motherfuckers talking to me, and y'all all got distinct voices. Yeah. Motherfuckers sound like the internet trying to hook up in 98.
the shade.
I'm not gonna talk about your girl, so we just gonna leave it at that.
Yeah.
I know why you don't want us to meet her. Anyway, Ash, how was your weekend with your new man and shit?
Yeah, what's your new shit like?
I'm okay, my new man. He's been in. Well, I guess.
You just now really
No,
claiming
No,
him.
I'm not just now claiming
Yes,
him.
you
Shall why
are.
you keep saying
You
that?
just
I
did
said
that
we
recently.
really just now making it official. We have been he's been courting me already. I've been courting.
Did he wait 90 days?
He wait. No, he did not. They been fun. They been fun.
I got
I
shot.
don't believe in all that. I don't
Yeah.
believe in all that. He got the first line.
And
And
we
we still together.
What did y'all do this weekend?
We did it. Valentine's, I got off of work so late on Valentine's Day. Next year it'll be on a Saturday though, right? I think that'll pan out better. Fingers crossed we're still together.
21?
Right. So it's like we went out Saturday. We went to McCormick and Schmidt.
Okay. Yeah.
Petty
It's
penny,
good too.
a petty
Yeah,
penny.
man. Yeah, that's gonna be about 200.
So what was that? What you order then?
I ordered the stuffed salmon.
Yeah.
Which is
with
really
the
good,
with
yeah.
the shrimp
Mhm.
and the mashed potatoes with a side of green beans, and then I also got a side of mac and cheese to share.
Was it worth $50?
Shit,
It's
yeah.
not. Yeah.
I mean, I ate. I left full. I feel like if you leave a place full and satisfied, it's worth it.
Right.
So when y'all okay, go ahead. What you
No,
do?
no,
Shop?
well, Pat, I said,
I know what
you
you
fine.
do,
What's
Shop.
up? How was your weekend?
I mean, I ain't
Talk about your
performance. Talk about
I had a
it.
fine Valentine. And then I rested.
Huh?
I rested.
So how did your performance go?
It was a vibe. It was definitely a vibe. I brought the mega knees out.
Where was
Okay.
you at?
Oh,
Where was you at? Where
bitch!
was
No,
you
you
at?
didn't.
Yes, I did bring the knees out of my glitter boots.
I know.
I was
out to
at
the mega
Mooney's.
knees.
Shout out to the mega knees. I was
Yep.
at Mooney's. So shout out to Mooney.
Yep.
He actually propositioned me after that show because it was just so, it was
Well, you
dope.
gotta be clear now, cause niggas will start.
Yeah, you talking about
what was the
proposition.
That's a business.
Hey, run a nigga down
You
real
already
quick.
know.
Hey,
Business proposition, after the show was seen. But it was dope vibes. The shout out to the bartender, her name is T. She made a drink called the Toasted Marshmallow. That's the name of my EP.
What's in that?
It was a whole lot of everything. I don't even have the recipe on it, but it was like it was some cognac, some cream,
Mhm.
a little hint of cinnamon, and some other shit. That shit was good. Cinnamon. It was cinnamon.
Yeah.
That was the only
got
drink
me
that
in
sold
Hennessy.
was that was right.
And
Cognac. Cognac. That was one of the best selling drinks of the night. The
Word.
Toasted Marshmallow. She did that.
Wow, it
So
sounds
that's what's up.
delicious.
And I
It,
ain't
sa-
got
it
nothing
sounds
to do
bad
with it.
for a nigga that's lactose intolerant.
And you will be on the toilet the next day.
What
What
you
you
think
think,
anything. Y'all know that I'm on my self-love tip.
I see you in the bubble bath with
I
the single
did.
knee. I seen you with the
the fuck
single
is that
knee.
single knee?
The
Just one
knee
knee.
came out.
One knee.
One knee.
Yeah, pop up looking like Loch Ness Monster coming out that damn
Because
water
my
bathtub.
playlist
in that
was
motherfucker.
popping. Friday night, my playlist was popping.
Future was on it.
Yeah.
No, the fuck not.
She is sitting here looking like a fresh batch of honey butter.
Okay, with a little
A little,
glow. Listening.
That's all natural. Anyway,
That's shit.
that was it. I did a Galentine's. Me and my sorors at work, we got together. We had lunch together, so that was fun. And I did my bubble bath. I did my brain dumping, like journaling and all that. And yeah, that was it. And I ate all my you know, giving these kids this candy on Valentine's Day, all the Ariana chocolate.
It's a setup.
My baby didn't fall asleep till like 11 o'clock.
On 10.
Right.
On 10, all that candy. So yeah, that pissed me off. But other than that, it was a good weekend. We went to Discovery Place Kids yesterday. She had a good time.
In Huntersville?
In Huntersville, yeah, that was a good time. So that was it. Mommy and daughter time this weekend. So
Sounds lovely.
it was wonderful. So Ash Hot Topics.
Yes. Hot topics. Well, I ain't have Wendy Williams in it, but she got into some troubles talking about
She
Valentine's Day. Did y'all hear about that?
Okay, so this is a new thing. Like, okay, Valentine's Day, I assume means that gals go out, and
Right,
celebrate
single women, and you
Valentine's
celebrate, you know, loving each other, and
And
you know, and all that.
I was called desperate. I put up a post in my stories like I'm gonna take myself out for Valentine's Day. Maybe
That's
me and my
desperate.
best. Yeah, somebody said, "Oh, that's
Wow.
desperate."
Day.
Or why would you tell people that you're taking yourself out? I said, why the fuck can I not take myself out?
Right.
I mean,
Just-
yeah, I
I
get
don't get
both
how
sides
that's
because I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Like, I go out, I go
All the
outside.
time.
But like when you post it, then it creates it does say, okay, I want everybody to know this.
Not necessarily.
No.
I asked in my stories, I said, ask me a question.
Mhm.
And somebody said, what are you doing for Valentine's Day? I said, I'm taking myself out.
Okay, all right, when you perfect like that, yeah, you totally in the right. You know what I'm saying?
We have
Somebody
to
was
remember
mad.
it's Love Day, so it doesn't mean that's always have to mean love for a significant other. It can be love of self, love of friends,
Exactly.
love of, you know what I'm saying?
How,
So
okay, you really enjoyed yourself,
I did. I had a good time.
and you did. But I think the foundation of why you like enjoy yourself, you chose to go out with them girls. You wasn't
Right.
obligated at all.
Right.
You
Mm-hmm.
know what you wanted to have a good
Pressure.
time with them, no pressure,
Right.
no obligation.
Right.
That is where I come from, like on the propaganda side, because
Okay.
the day creates obligation. out
Right.
of
Like
men.
I have to.
Yes, exactly.
Right.
I think it's way more powerful. Not to say that marriage is anything like, but you know, because you compare it to that. But marriage is the obligation. When you choose to be with somebody that you don't have to, when you choose, I think that's way more powerful. And that's why I don't like the propaganda surrounding around Valentine's
Yeah.
Day, because it takes your free choice out. It almost like you got to do this on this day. You got to do this on Easter. You got to wear your colors on Easter. You got to do this on Christmas. You got to, you know what I'm saying? It kind of takes your freedom.
And
of choice.
I think honestly, and by the way, we have our special guest from our
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I did not
interview.
shout you. I didn't shout out anybody.
I was
Shout out CEO, shout out E-Class,
Yes.
Merce,
Merce.
Sleazy,
Yep.
Sid, and K Digital.
Right.
And special guest Travis.
It's all good.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
Right.
I just wondered if somebody hears his voice, like,
You
who
were.
the fuck is that?
Right.
Yeah,
Travis
you're like,
is
right,
back with
yeah.
us.
Travis
Yeah.
Peter.
We love this insight so
Double
much.
dutch.
We
Double
I didn't know
You gotta get it where you fit in.
What did you do for Valentine's Day?
What I do for Valentine's? Well, I'm single.
Right.
I'm single. So,
Okay.
Single, ready to mingle.
Yeah, networking.
That's what we're calling it now.
You don't got girlfriends, you got disciples now.
Wow.
You got disciples that follow the movement.
Wow.
Oh my God.
You see what
See,
you
I-
didn't even get it.
You got-
I got it.
They follow the movement. It's a way to dress it up so that you don't ever get in
See,
trouble. I'm
they-
trying to give you a gem right now.
Hey, TD said we have a movement that's led by disciples
Amen.
today.
Them-
But what I did for Valentine's Day, man, I just spent time with a special person.
Okay.
You know, we were supposed to go watch the photograph, but some things happened where we had to cancel that. But we
Sound
got
like
to
some
get
tea. What happened? This is Hot Topics.
out. Oh, I ain't nothing hot. It's real lukewarm. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because
You know what I'm
they
saying?
look too. What's that?
I mean, you know.
Did she cancel on you?
No,
Did you what?
Did you cancel on her?
Like that's a good movie. Like why she turned it down? B, that's the white note. That's the white notebook.
No,
That's
so
the
it wasn't like it wasn't a turn down. We still spent the night together.
Why didn't y'all? Oh, did y'all have sex instead of going to the movie?
No, we ain't have sex on.
See, you thought this was gonna be
on
easy. See,
Valentine's
this one,
Day.
yeah.
sex the day
Yeah, you thought she was
after.
nice.
I mean, God is good.
Yes, he is. And God knows your heart and all that. So did you fuck her or not?
We ain't fuck on Valentine's
He
Day.
Y'all
said
fucked on
on
Saturday.
Valentine's.
Okay, I got you the day after.
It's like-
I got you. Got you.
She like
We
me.
don't listen to this.
It's like 12:30.
She like me.
Right.
Like, I don't gotta fuck you all the time to be around you.
Of course
You know
not.
what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But
you
like,
shouldn't.
I enjoyed her company. I enjoyed her. I'm a sapiosexual, so like mental stimulation is my shit.
Okay.
So just being able to,
What's your sign?
Capricorn.
Okay.
So even though we didn't go to the
Happy
movies,
birthday.
Thank you, Queen. January 6th. We still enjoyed that time together. It just, some stuff came up.
If I said that shit,
He's not gonna tell us, y'all.
No,
yeah, if I said that shit, they'd be like, nigga, you full of shit. Let me say, you know what? Let's just say, let them ask me that question, and you would say, I say, God is good, and you know, I'm a sapiosexual, you know, so.
Like, niggas,
Yeah, exactly.
We know you though, so you shut the fuck up. I believe him because I
He
don't know.
swear you got light skin privilege.
Okay, you ain't got no life.
We just know you.
Right.
Anyway,
We know you.
you
Damn.
get more than 31 years old. You should eat the box.
Right now, be out here DJ Khaled in
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
What? It's 2020.
Over there doing
Everybody damn near eating the box.
He don't eat the box. He said he
Another
don't do that.
one.
Everybody don't know how to eat the box.
That's the fucking truth.
We not gonna get into it. That's the whole
Listen, because I was getting ready to listen. We got to steer this.
Okay, listen.
'Cause I got
Would y'all let DJ Khaled be y'all first to go down here?
Absolutely.
Eat that shit like a damn.
I can't stand
Or
it.
no,
All that shit. No, nobody.
Or no advisories next episode.
Right.
How much money do your man gotta make to not have to eat the box?
This
He gotta be- he ain't even about to
This is totally different. We gotta get back on track,
Alright.
y'all. We only got a few more minutes to get to the top
Alright.
topics. We don't went way left.
Alright.
Y'all, look, hot topics today. I feel like y'all gonna have a whole lot to say.
Okay.
And we gotta keep it concise. Go to Wendy, go back to Wendy, and then we'll come from there.
Okay, well, no, Wendy, she made a whole big thing about Valentine's Day, and she actually had to make a tearful apology. This wasn't on a hot topic
So
list.
dramatic.
She's very dramatic, and I think it was all bullshit, actually.
What the apology?
The
was.
apology.
Yeah.
So I know you ain't see the shit, Petty, but
Wendy legs spooked me out.
I don't fuck with
I just, my leg watched like, she got the shit on record. I come in, I look, I see them legs, I'm like,
He going out the room.
I'm play
I bet.
PlayStation or something.
No,
This
he
is
don't
crazy. Some legs.
No, but she made a comment during her show about Valentine's Day, and then some of the men in the audience was clapping about it.
Yeah.
And she was like,
They're
no,
mostly
no.
gay men. They're mostly gay
They
men.
are in the audience.
And
Yes.
she was like, you know, I don't want this is not about the men. She was like, I don't even want y'all clapping, even if you're gay.
Oh.
And then she was like, and another thing, quit wearing dresses.
Yeah.
We're actually over it. Stop it. And
Oh.
then like it kind of was like a
Wow.
moment, and then
I
something.
appreciate her being honest.
And no, I agree, but the
Brave.
no, when I you know everybody's opinion or whatever is fine, but it's just so crazy for her to say it when so much of her fans and audience are gay men.
Yeah.
That's the
That's
first
so
thing you
crazy.
said.
Because they love a good how you doing.
Like,
Right.
soon as she go up, every time, like I told you, let my lady watch. I go in there, I see it. She get the dude out the crowd. Hey Wendy, how you doing? Is he all extra? I'm like, here we go.
They was mad at her, so she had to do a whole tearful apology. And
Word?
I don't know. I think Wendy it's too much shit. She like living in her last days as far as being on top.
Yeah.
Hold on, wait a minute. Time out. You
Right.
mean to tell me that's like you don't like that don't get on your nerve to see a man in the heels and a dress? That don't get on your nerve?
It doesn't bother me.
It doesn't bother
It
you?
does not.
Especially Billy Porter be killing. Have you seen Billy Porter lately?
It don't bother me. It really doesn't. I
Some
know
of
it
them look better
bothers.
in it than
It
me.
bother you, fam? No. Oh man.
He was shaking- he was shaking
How about this?
my
How about
head,
this? I'm not
shaking
gonna
his
ask
head.
you on this one. We're gonna leave you out on this one. You're a public figure. You got people looking up to you. So we're gonna keep this
Yeah,
shit
so we're
moving.
gonna leave you out of
We'll
it.
keep this shit moving.
Right.
What's
Want you to
next,
work
sis?
for the.
Now I got a lot to say about it, just not tonight.
Just not
Right,
today.
not tonight.
Right.
Off the mic. Off the mic. All right. So moving right along. Dwayne Wade expresses his support for his transgender daughter Zaya as he recalls the moment his 12-year-old came out. So Dwayne, well, it was his son,
Oh.
and now she's transitioning from.
So everybody just went ahead and just everybody like this is the thing. This like it's the
Well-
gender thing. Like they just everybody go acknowledge her. It's a her now.
Yes,
It's a her
and now she's
It's
going
not
about
to her. She's a woman. Yeah, she identifies as
Okay,
she,
the boy
as
is
her.
she now. Okay.
Right. So Dwayne Wade opened up on Tuesday's episode
Oh, wow.
of the Ellen DeGeneres show about his daughter, former son,
Yeah.
revealing to he and his wife that she was indeed transgender. And this is what he said. He said, "Me and my family, my wife, Gabrielle Union, are proud parents of a child in the LGBTQ plus community, and we're proud allies as well. He revealed to host the Ellen DeGeneres. We take our roles and responsibility as parents very seriously. The 38-year-old also explained how he reacted to her announcement. I looked at her and said, you are our leader. You are our leader, and this is our opportunity to allow you to be a voice. Right now it's through us because she's 12 years old, but eventually it will be through her, the former Miami Heat star said. And I think that's a lot of the controversy that's going on now. People are thinking them coming out with this publicly and their daughter, son, whatever you heard,
their daughter, yes.
Their daughter now coming out about it. I think they're saying they're giving her too much leeway and they're not being responsible parents by putting all of this on her. And I don't know. For me, it's above my pay grade. I can't relate to this topic. I don't know what it feels to be born in the wrong body. Like, I don't know what that is.
Right.
But if I acknowledge it as a feeling that people can have. I do acknowledge it, and that's all I can say. Because I don't know.
Because it's not mine. One, and then two. What I also, one point that I saw made somewhere that made absolute sense to me. We find it so just absurd, that she could be thinking that, she's attracted to boys, that she's in the wrong body, Like, that's so crazy when even y'all around this table been talking about fucking and watching porn and all that since y'all was like 11, 12, 13, 14 years old. Y'all been so if you knew at such a young age that you were attracted to the opposite sex, how can he or she, at such a young age not feel sexually, feels what she feels. You see what I'm saying? It's just everybody's experience is different. So the only thing that you can give is, all you can give is tolerance. That's all anybody wants at the end of the day.
I just stay out the way.
It's just tolerance.
I don't have no personal experience with it, so
Right.
I can't really speak on it. But it doesn't bother me. It doesn't affect me.
And I'm paying my bills.
None of my business.
Absolutely.
So shout out to her. Go ahead, Zaya.
And I don't
little
think
name to this payment.
And the little video
I didn't see it.
of them in the golf cart.
Oh my gosh, I wish I had the audio for it.
Wow.
She is very well spoken
Her
and she
mental capacity
seems to
is
know
like-
exactly what it is that she's wanting.
Right.
Petty, you have anything to say?
I feel like Petty, do you
Discussion.
have a perspective on this whole thing? I mean, I don't think you knew. This is your first time hearing that I think you knew about him having Dwayne Wade having a homosexual son, but did you know that his son is now transitioning into being a girl and now wants to go by Zaya?
Zaya. That's a cute little name.
Very cute.
Yeah, cute name. It's gonna take like more brain energy than I'm willing to invest in right now. So we can move smoothly through
That's where you're gonna
topics
leave
here.
it at?
And
With his eyes closed.
I'm gonna take the Caucasian road.
Y'all remember? Y'all remember?
Don't know without losing myself.
Like as I'm thinking about this topic, y'all remember like when you were younger, if you wanted to make like a major decision like this, I don't know about y'all parents, but like parents would be like, oh, you got to get out my house if you old enough to think like that, if you think that you old enough to make your own decisions.
Yeah.
And then when you're looking at the approach that Dwayne Wade is taking, it kind of like brings up the question, what's the difference between the parents of yesterday and the parents of today?
Yeah.
You know what I think when it comes
Open-mindedness.
right, it's more, trying to give your children the opportunity to really kind of be themselves, to kind of grow into themselves, because our parents may have done that, but we don't know what traumatic experience they had on us and on our mental. You see what I'm saying?
I don't know what traumatic experience would have happened if they hadn't. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think we always say, like, okay, like, what would happen if, but what the fuck would a lot of us be if they hadn't been like that? You know what I'm saying?
Thinking of it like more like we talked about the HBCU thing, hindsight 2020. It's like, I think as a parent, you look over things in the way that you were raised, and you see that maybe I can make a change. The same mistakes that could have been prevented from me that I saw maybe my parents did that's affected me later in life. Let me not do those same things to my child and hinder them from being the best person that they could
And
be.
I've said that, he's Petty shaking his head, but I've definitely said, like,
I'll tell you what I'm shaking my
I
head about.
recognize, I realize some of the things that my father did to me. I'm like, damn, I can't, like.
Right.
And in the beginning, that's the type of person that I was, but I had to go back and make some minor alterations.
Alterate, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Alterations.
Yeah.
You had to look back and see that
So-
that didn't work.
It didn't, but then I also y'all realize, this the same way that I was brought up, and I didn't like how that felt.
And I get that, like some of the disciplinary and like some of the strategies and stuff like that, but still it just doesn't allow, to me, it just doesn't allow for us to relinquish to give the kid this responsibility of knowing what's best for them. I just don't I just don't agree
But
with
we have to remember too,
that.
right? She's 12. She could change her mind. They're just giving her the power to do that. She's saying that this is how she feels now. We don't know how she may feel in a couple of years. What if she wants to go back?
It's weird. I like your question.
Who cares how it looks? It's her life, right?
Yeah.
You're saying how it looks now.
Yeah, but see,
Right.
our parents, I think for our era was our parents took responsibility for how we looked. They took responsibility for how we appeared in public. That mattered to them. You're not gonna go out here looking like this with me or making a family look like this. That was the thing. That was a
But
really
see,
that was
that's
a real
the problem
thing.
too.
That's not the feeling. That's not a case anymore.
But we have to, but that's kind of a problem too, because it's like what this situation kind of made, because I think I have a little homophobia myself, right? So, but we have to remember that we're raising children to be their own person, right? I gave birth to Ariana, you gave birth to RJ and your children, right? But at the end of the day, they have their own life.
Right, I disagree with that. Because you say we're raising them to be their own children. No, we're raising them to be a better. They're gonna be their own person regardless. We're raising them to be the best them they can be. So instilling those things, they're going to end up choosing to do things as they get older. As like when, prime example, the Northern thought about family and versus the Southern. The Southern kind of family, like they kind of blend, they stay in the same area together. Northern family, we kind of tend to branch out, right? We branch out, we marry, we have other extended family, the family members come into the core family. It's like that core family, and then there's like that branch out. And then it's like, it's that same thing. Like they're going to grow and branch out once they get to the age, those years when they come from up under the umbrella of leadership and tutelage of us, 18, 19, 20, whenever they get their jobs, their independence, their apartments, those things, they'll become themselves. But to say that they allowed to make certain decisions when they up under us that early, it just seems like, and I'm not saying you were saying this, but my man, when he asked that question, I felt like that could be a question that comes from somebody else that thinks that maybe Dwayne Wade spent a lot of, like in this particular situation, his career, or both parents spent their career just involved, and so they were so successful in their careers that they weren't there. So the environment, their success allowed that kid to have to make those decisions early.
If we took it from somebody as affluent as them, right? And we're just looking at what about 13-year-olds that's out here having sex? There's girls that's giving head behind bleachers.
Right.
Are they old enough to make that type of decision?
Obviously.
No, they think they
not.
are.
They're not. They're making the decision, but it's not like their
so
parents
what does that say
are
about
not.
their parents?
Well, the parents, it goes down to supervision and accountability of the parent. That's what I'm saying. This environment, when you got, Gabrielle Union was like the actress. No, she was the actress. Like,
I thought that's what she was gonna say of Hollywood. That's what they used to say. I thought that's where you were going.
She was before that, she had her era, and then whatever she did with that, woo, woo, woo. All right, so then this, I don't even think Gabrielle Union was even that's not their son, is that Gabrielle Union's? That's from another marriage. So she just kind of did her thing. That wasn't really her responsibility. It was him and being so successful and traveling around and being around. Maybe he was around nannies and moms and.
So you think his upbringing has
that,
a lot to do with what he is now,
I think the success.
As opposed to it being his own decision.
I'm saying there's a silver lining here. There's another story. There's another story here that if your success can create these types of things in your children, these inequities of not knowing. Like Shah said, she could change her mind. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, well, that if you had that security of your father, of your parents, and you had that assurance of who you were and where you came from, do these things happen?
Right, I understand.
I think Travis on a point.
I think I just came up with something that I'm gonna have to write about. And it's making every decision in America. The media, right?
Right.
Because when you look at back in the when you look at back in the day when you had like the Cosby Show, you had Family Matters, you had like these great sitcoms that depicted the black family,
Right.
how you had like representation,
Right.
and the parents really held the kids accountable,
Right.
Right.
the kids had manners,
And they knew they
all that
represented the
stuff.
family. They represented, when the kids went out, they knew they represented mom and dad. It was a
But
responsibility.
Then today, you have transgender, you have LGBTQ, you have all that
In the TV
media.
shows,
So
right.
like these, and then even though Zaya.
Zaya.
Tomato Zaya, like even though that's Zaya's life, she still has a platform. You feel what I'm saying? Because of who her
Her
father
parents
is
are.
and who she is.
Right.
Because with her making this decision, it gives other students or other kids in America the power to be like, oh,
I can do that.
I can do that too.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So like the media is playing a lot.
And that's what I disagree with.
So with both of you
That part I
guys saying that,
disagree
so
with.
do you guys agree with, and we don't have that much time, this
Right.
could be a discussion
We
for
got
another
5
day, you might
minutes.
have to come back. But
I will.
do y'all agree with the stipulation of, you know, the agenda against black men and kind of killing that masculinity?
I think there's something to that. I
You
think
don't
there's
agree with
something to
that?
You said
Do you agree that that's really something that that is being, like, they're trying to tear down kind of that black family?
And if I could
And break
paraphrase
down-
what
yeah, go
you're
ahead.
saying, do you think the media and who drives the media, which we know what demographics drive the
Them
media.
over there.
Do you think them over there? Do you think them over there is trying to drive that message home to subconsciously demasculinate our culture, our homes, like
Yes.
black homes?
Yes?
Yeah.
yes, I do.
Yeah.
A discussion for another day.
Okay, because I was gonna say this could go real.
And that's what I'm saying. I agree.
And this makes me wish that we started at 5:30. Sorry.
For real.
All right.
We gonna have to save this for another
Yes,
day,
we
maybe
have to
part
put a
2
pin
next
in it.
week,
Right.
and just
Yeah.
have
Keep
a,
this going.
yeah, because I feel like we can go on and on and on. But I'll go ahead and end.
You start talking about it.
Y'all hear she coming out with a scent of her pussy?
Yes, and I'm vibing
Yes,
to
and I think I want to smell it. Ah,
I love
y'all
Auntie.
You got another
Oh,
one?
you ain't homophobic. You want to smell another bitch's twat?
That's Auntie Erica. I just want mine.
They done
to-
talked
it
about
depends
smelling
on how
Erica
it
down
smells.
hall.
I might want my shit to start smelling
Well,
like
she
that
did
too.
say she trying to train up you young bitches.
Okay,
She trying to tell
you
y'all.
see the power that Auntie E has over all her baby fathers. Love her,
Like
honey.
to
I
have
bet that pussy wet and smell like
Erica
Kush
Badu, yeah.
incense.
Love her. So y'all will buy the incense coming out February 20th.
Oh,
Ready.
oh,
Yep.
I know that's right. Where can we find it at, Sean? Shit.
Incense just do something.
It
to
does,
boy.
yeah.
It do.
Yes,
It does.
Your ambiance.
The certain
and
one,
everything.
it is some funky ass incense out
It
there.
is.
You
know
get the right
what?
one, then yeah, you good.
Did you have another one?
No, that's it. We about to wrap
She
this
Yeah,
up.
we got to wrap
Oh,
it.
she's scrolling
I
with the
do.
thumb.
She got
Go
one.
ahead.
Oh,
Go
no, I
ahead.
was
We
just-
got 3
The
minutes. Bang it.
principal.
You know what?
Go ahead, Ash.
No, I was gonna end it with my favorite drink, Hennessy. Okay, they're actually gonna be the official spirit of NBA. So if y'all looking for like a little I'm here.
appetizer,
I'll
right.
drink it. I love it.
Hey, you know J.R. Smith crunked in a motherfucker. Oh!
right.
Oh!
So yeah, the partnership between Hennessy and the NBA has united the global brand. So I guess you can go to the NBA. Fuck you, Sha. I guess you can go to the NBA games now. Get Hennessy, y'all. Y'all know they don't even have Hennessy at a lot of clubs.
They don't,
They don't want
right.
y'all fighting. They not gonna have Hennessy at the club.
Right. So that's what's up.
It's
It
gonna be-
calms me down.
Yeah,
Hennessy.
you gonna get the
so.
brown for the general population, general admission. They're gonna be drinking that white Hennessy up in the
Y'all
box.
say the white
Hey, I like both. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. Y'all make sure y'all follow us on IG, No Advisory Podcast. Also follow me. I'm back active on IG.
Hey.
Ash_BE.
Welcome back.
Thank
Welcome
you.
back.
Y'all?
Bitches get booed up and shit. And
Yeah.
Shut the
they gonna
fuck up.
miss
I ain't gonna
Yeah.
change though. I ain't gonna change.
Addicted to what the dick did.
I love it. But make sure y'all also subscribe to our YouTube page. That's gonna be updated
Yeah.
eventually. But check out some of our old shit. We got a lot of stuff
A
on
lot
there,
of
so
stuff.
y'all can check that out as well. In the meantime, in between
See,
time.
our is on the way around.
It
We
is.
got here in these streets.
In the
will.
streets?
Yeah, we'll talk about that next week. We gotta finalize some shit.
We
Yeah.
do, we
I
do.
think. Yeah.
But we'll let y'all
We'll
know.
let y'all
We
soon.
still gonna be
Right.
out here in these streets.
Fact.
Definitely see our double X.
So we had a whole show planned for you guys, but we will put a pin in it. As
We
we
will.
said. We'll get back to it next week.
Yeah.
So it's your girl Shout Bud.
Girl Ashby.
One time for P5.
And the boy next door to do from school to jerk at work. Patty!
We out, y'all.
Bang.